And we are cutting across to these latest pictures coming in from Asadabad, where the capital of Kunar is witnessing how Afghan citizens are seen hoisting the flag of Afghanistan. They are hoisting the flag of Afghanistan in the capital of Kunar province. This is in Asadabad, like we see. Hundreds of people who have gathered and they are waving the flag of Afghanistan. I want to bring back Major General A.K. Sewaj, who continues to be with us on the broadcast, because Major General A.K. Sewaj, we've seen how voices of dissent are crushed by the Taliban. We've also seen the result of the protest in Jalalabad and what it led to. We are seeing the brutality on the ground of how women and children are being targeted. There are door-to-door searches, journalists are being targeted, and they are being killed brutally. It has come to this. But then again, sir, these videos that also give us a sense of what the people on the ground are feeling. They may be scared, they are fearing for their lives, but also there is frustration, there is resilience, and they want to stand up against the Taliban. What is your sense on this, sir?
Absolutely. See, my point is that Afghan army was about 3 to 4 lakhs, almost 4 lakhs, and they were well trained by the Americans. They had modern weapons. They had air power. They had about 170 aircraft. They had also the air support of the American Air Force in terms of airstrike. It was very strange as to why did they lose out. They did not fight. They gave it up. In fact, that is the irony, due to poor leadership and low morale. Otherwise, they would have given a befitting reply to Taliban. If you remember it, in certain areas, which were the crossing point between Afghanistan and Tajikistan, Uzbekistan and Turkmenistan, was initially taken by Taliban, was retaken by Afghan forces, by counteroffensive. So they were capable. So the point is that there is a resistance. They would have fought it. The leadership has let them down. Ashraf Ghani has let them down. But now Saleh, which is there, Amrullah Saleh, he was the vice president. If they would have given a better leadership, I don't think Taliban would have had a cakewalk the way they had it. They just, it's a blitzkrieg, but it is a towel thrown by the Afghan government. But certainly there is a resistance which is now gathering. And this is the genuine resistance, because people of Afghanistan don't want Taliban. They know the atrocities which were committed by Taliban from 1996 to 2001. And they also, majority of these people are born after that. They don't want Taliban to come. And whatever Taliban is saying, they have changed nothing. On ground, their atrocity and brutality is the same. Wherever they have taken over, you'll find that women are not able to go to work. They are not going to school. They have to wear hijab, and they have to be accompanied by a male member, and the male has to have beard, and n number of other restrictions. So there is a total, resistance now been gathering. Earlier they were afraid, but now they all are getting together, and possibly the vice president, Saleh, can now emerge the leader, and Northern Alliance and Hazaras, as Captain Alok Bansal was mentioning. I suppose that can take, and time will tell. But as far as India is concerned, my take is we should not jump. We should watch out the situation. We have already lost out. We have not able to handle the situation well. Let's not jump toward Northern Alliance. Wait and watch, and then see accordingly, because our national interest is the main, and our people who are already stuck in Afghanistan must be brought out first. And second thing is, considering our national interest, we should not take anyone's side. Just wait and watch, and then take our action after assessing the ground realities.
So, in fact, I've been reading a lot of analytical pieces on this, and the unanimous view that comes is that somewhere, despite the Afghan soldiers being much larger in number and trained to that effect, but did not put up that kind of a resistance in front of the Taliban, because there was a lack of political will, and then, of course, the open threats that were given to the soldiers, the military and their families, which also somewhere deterred them. But then again, like you're saying, that in the given circumstances, not only have things reach to an extreme for the civilians on the ground, but also the fact that will Amrullah Saleh be able to provide that political will? If he'll be able to give that direction to the people, that is extremely important. And then again, the point that you mentioned, India should really wait and watch, because many who are questioning that why is India still silent while some nations have come back on their position of how they will deal with this entire situation and whether they will accept the Taliban rule in Afghanistan or not.
Absolutely. See, my point is, you have said, absolutely correctly. The Taliban was not a force which cannot be won over. In fact, they are not a very good fighter. It is not a victory of Taliban. It is a defeat of Afghan forces because they were not given a proper leadership. They are well trained. They are well motivated. Majority of their officers are trained in Indian Army, Indian Military Academy, and they were well trained even from National Defense Academy. So it's a poor leadership. Now this Vice President Saleh, who is now the acting president, if he gives a proper leadership, along the Northern Alliance get together and Afghan forces again join together, Hazaras join together, Tajiks get together, and Uzbek, I think this can be a force to reckon with, and there can be a resistance can be offered to Taliban, because the majority of the people of Afghanistan do not like Taliban. They want a rule which is more moderate. Right. They are used to what is happening last 15-20 years. I suppose it is a very good beginning, but we have to wait and watch how the situation unfolds. It is premature to tell whether they will become a force to reckon with or not, because it is just a beginning. But as far as India is concerned, I think we are taking a very mature step. Let's be wait and watch and not take sides.
Playing on our screens right now are also of Afghans protesting for the national flag of Afghanistan, who managed to raise the flag in Khost province despite the Taliban firing at them and attacking them. They were not scared of that. They stood up against the Taliban in the Khost province and waved the flag. So, sir, this is signaling the fact that people somewhere understand this way or that way they may lose their lives. So they might as well stand against the Taliban.
Absolutely. I suppose you have said correctly. Now they are coming openly. They are not afraid of their life. They want to put up a proper resistance to Taliban. They know that if Taliban comes in a full swing, what will be their fate. So they are prepared to take a risk of their life, but they are not letting the Taliban to put their own flag. They want the Afghan flag to remain there. So I suppose this sort of resistance can at least make sure that Taliban rule is not smooth. There will be a civil war type situation, which we were afraid of. And due to that, you can find an instability in the whole region. You may find a terrorist organization coming and taking shelter, like international terrorist organization, Al-Qaeda, Islamic State. It is bound to happen. So therefore, it is premature for Taliban to celebrate their victory. Things are far from over, and you will find it that this resistance movement will take on head on as far as Taliban is concerned. And next about say 10 to 12 days will be days to watch what will be the fate of Afghanistan.
Absolutely, and we really hope it heads in a positive direction for the people of Afghanistan.